So I think we can start, or someone's trying to join. Let's give it another minute. Yeah, New is around, but he's too busy, so he won't be able to join.
Too many people in the call, so we couldn't join with the SIP gateway for the muting problem. So that's going to be something I've been pushing for the team to fix, but we haven't done yet.
Okay. So, are we waiting for anyone else?
No, I think this is it.
Okay, and we're live. We're here with George at the IETF in Chicago. Emil is somewhere around, but he's too busy, so he won't be joining. News from our team, as you can see, the most important thing is that the Manchus hair disappeared recently. So, as usual, we'll just go through our team and share our progress, and then we'll do open mic. I don't think we have any GSOC students here, but we can have a little discussion on GSOC after the open mic as well. So starting with my stuff, I'm working on WebSocket support for the messages that we exchange via data channels right now. So that's some of the statistics, as well as logic for simulcast. So selecting an endpoint, things like that. Instead of using the WebRTC data channel, we want to use WebSockets. So the first part of this work is done, which is splitting the HTTP interface of the bridge in two parts, which is one public for stuff like serving files, if you want to serve your GTmedia instance. And the second is the control interface that is not supposed to be public. So there's an open PR for that. And in the next week or so, maybe 2 or 3 weeks actually, we should have the interface over WebSockets. Apart from that, the transport CC extensions work. It's complete. I have to check if the PR was fixed, or maybe there's some minor comments there. I'm not sure. So that's one step towards the send side bandwidth estimations. That's all I have. I'll give you George now.
Yeah, so the last couple of weeks, we have been adding temporal scalability to the bridge also. So that's in right now. And we have worked on reliability and trying to fix some regressions and issues that we have been finding as we develop the temporal scalability filtering in the bridge. So we have had a regression where we forward NACs from the endpoints when just found that, and it's fixed now. The bridge is supposed to terminate NACs. It doesn't make sense to forward the NACs to the receiving endpoints. Another thing is that retransmissions were broken and are currently broken on Meet. So that's another thing. Boris, actually, I'm doing Boris's Boris's status update. Yeah, retransmissions are broken on Meet, and were broken on JDB, so that's fixed right now. And the reason was because we were clearing up the cache on every insertion. So the cache had at most one old packet inside. So the bridge would not retransmit anything than the most recent packet. So I think we also fixed the memory leak. Oh, somebody's saying something. Let me just. What would be the visual effect on that? Well, freezes, because very frequent freezes, I would say, because if you don't have, if the client, if a packet gets lost and the client asks for a retransmission and the bridge doesn't have it, it will not retransmit it. So the bit stream is broken. The client is going to ask for is going to send a PLI, and the PLI response from the original sender is a keyframe which is fat, so that increases the probability of a packet from the keyframe getting lost. So yeah, it's pretty bad. We have also, as we went and debugged our adaptivity implementation, we found some performance issues, some problems with probing, where we were either exceeding the available send-side bandwidth estimation, or we were not probing at all. So that's now fixed. And there was also another issue that we fixed where the bridge was thinking that was not forwarding anything, but some state in the bridge was indicating that we were forwarding something. So again, the send-side bandwidth estimations resulted in not being able to ramp up because the bridge was thinking that something was being sent that was exceeding the bandwidth estimation, and we were not trying to actually start streaming again something else. Most of these issues are fixed, or they're in a PR and waiting to be merged. And we will update Meet as soon as possible because we have multiple issues right now. Yeah, so if anybody has a Meet from a JVB from the last couple of weeks, they should follow for updates and they should upgrade their bridge towards the end of this week. Okay, and that's for me. And I think we can go to the we can go next to maybe Pavel. Pavel, would you like to continue?
Yes, so finally we matched the peer-to-peer stuff. It's not final yet. There are still a few things I need to fix from the PR review. And other than that, we are just fixing issues we discover on beta. One of them is that Chrome may stop sending any audio. That's because we are changing local SSRC for the audio track, and Chrome seems to not like that. So we are going to change our strategy there and basically stop doing that. So we hope the issue will be fixed. And other than that, it's not supported yet on Firefox and on mobile because there are some minor issues, but we plan to fix that as well as the next steps. And also we plan to report the peer-to-peer connection to call stats because currently we only report the JVB one. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm mostly focused on the peer-to-peer now.
I just want to say that the peer-to-peer work was massive. I don't know how many, it was hundreds of commits, so huge kudos to Pavel and all the people that helped have this merged. And it's going to save huge amounts of bandwidth. It's really great that we have that now. Thank you, Pavel. So maybe we can pass to Damian. Damian, would you like to talk about what you've done in the past couple of weeks?
Hi. So we've added a script when you install Jitsi Meet. It prompts you. It just writes you in the console that you can install Let's Encrypt certificates, and you just run the script, and it will auto-configure Apache, Nginx, or the Jwt inside JVB that serves Meet, whatever the deployment is on. Saul pointed me this morning that there is a little problem with the renewal. The renewal of the Let's Encrypt certificates is scheduled, but it's not handled very well. Like Apache Nginx needs to be reloaded. The key store for the certificates of the JVB should be updated with the new certificates when there is such. So yeah, we should fix that, and that's most of it. Aaron?
Right, so I've been working mostly on Jibri related issues, I'd say is the most impact I've had for this project. I've done a lot of instructions on how to install a Jibri. I've gotten some feedback on those instructions, so I have a few more improvements there. Other than that, I think, yeah, I've been working on this SIP gateway stuff as well, but that doesn't immediately impact this project. Yeah, I've scaled back a couple of shards in Meet Jitsi, so we're now running 1 shard per region. I don't think that's going to impact our performance too much, but that is a change. And I think that's it for me.
Thanks very much, Aaron and Damien. Okay, maybe we can move forward with Brian. Brian, would you like to talk about some of your work?
Sure. So more performance investigations, and we did find that some of our stat pushing scripts were causing a bit of an undue load, which were causing some UDP errors once we were loading up the bridge. So we're going to work on getting those sorted so they're not causing problems anymore. And now I've done some bigger load tests to see where the bridge is currently kind of maxing out. And we were able to get like 600 megabits plus outgoing on C4 extra large, which is pretty cool. And that's not with simulcast yet, so we have to do some simulcast testing. And then also I'm going to figure out maybe what's holding us up from getting even more there. So we'll see how that goes. So that basically performance investigations continue.
Really, really important work, performance stuff. Okay, maybe Saul can talk a little bit about his work. Hey, Saul.
Hi there. Let's see. So in the past couple of weeks, I think I've been mostly working on 3 things. One, I worked a little bit on Jibri with Aaron, getting the most out of PJ SUA. Last week, we worked a little bit on getting better audio quality by prioritizing the right codecs. And then I worked, and this was the thing that took most of the time, on updating the React Native WebRTC package so that it's based on Chrome M57. So now the next build hopefully will have the latest and the greatest WebRTC. I also found an interesting trick in there, which is a way to switch the phone cameras without any SDP renegotiation or any streams or any tracks or anything, doing it at the native level. So we're gonna use that in the next build. And then I was also reviewing, well, PRs, mostly Pavel's peer-to-peer PR, which drains your brain quite a bit. And that's all from me. Narrator, please.
Yes, narrator voice here, and thank you very much, Saul. Peer-to-peer work has been massive. The review must have taken quite a lot of your time. Yeah, so very, very nice about that. Let's move to Lubo. Lubo, would you like to talk about some of your work and what's going on mobile land?
Yeah, so I've been here only a week though because I was on a vacation. Yeah, what's so sad about WebRTC 57, it's like part of the effort to move to the latest and greatest in WebRTC, in React Native itself, which may even be the pinnacle of adoption of the mobile app, because like people have those desires to always build with the latest SDKs, and the latest dependencies and everything. So it's in that line of thought, and we obviously have to finish the stabilization of the mobile app after those big changes before we are able to release the app. And at the same time, the mobile effort includes the porting functionality and logic from the web, so that's where I've been spending half of my week as well, like reviewing. Currently, the biggest thing is the toolbar of the web into, and uniting that with the toolbar for mobile, but it should open the gates for non-UI logic porting so that the mobile can take advantage. So nothing really interesting on mobile end at this time. We'll be focusing on some closer goals in the near future, such as Jwt support on the mobile app, audio only mode for the mobile app, but that should land in web as well. But it's most important on the mobile, so that we can save bandwidth and battery and stuff like that. And that's all from mobile.
Really cool that we are we have now WebRTC 57. Lubo, was that pushed upstream? Did you mention that, or I didn't maybe hear it?
Yeah, it's mostly work that's all did, so he should probably respond, but just to save time. Yeah, we push everything to upstream.
Really, really great. Saul, I'm sorry for not giving kudos to you about that.
No worries, man.
And we have Justo, who's not here right now. He's currently in another meeting. Probably he's not going to be able to join us. So last but not least, I would say we have a new member in the team. I don't know if we have presented him before in the previous call. So Lenny, we have Lenny, new team member. I'm sorry you cannot see his video, but he's not uploading anything for some reason. Maybe it could be one of those dreaded JVB bugs that we are hunting down. Lenny is going to mostly be working on the client and front-end side, if I'm not mistaken. Lenny, please excuse me if I'm mistaken. I'm gonna to let you talk about a little bit about your work now. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm not uploading video because that is a MacBook problem, not a JVB problem. And what I've been working on for the last couple of weeks is a custom media picker for Electron app. So you can choose between desktop and application windows that happen to be open. And Saul has been kind enough to be reviewing that for me. And hopefully I'll get that merged sometime this week. Otherwise, I've been working on a new device selection modal. It's like the current device selection, but also includes video and audio previews. So I spent last week working on that and tackling the compatibility issues between browsers and Temesys, essentially. And I'll continue my work on that this week.
Really awesome. And we also have one other contribution from Lenny that apparently he considers so trivial that he didn't even mention it. We have the active speaker stats that unfortunately are not enabled on Meet. We need to do a new release for that. But on beta, if you press the T button, the T key, you're going to see speaker stats for the participants in the call. So how much time everybody has talked. And this is really, really cool and really amazing. So I think everybody from our team, I hope I didn't forget anybody. I think everybody went. So it's probably time for open mic and questions and comments from the community. So if you have anything to share, this is the time to do it. We have Karthik, Gus. Oh, Gus wants to Gus goes first. Yes. Hi, Gus.
Hi. So I'm really excited about all of the stability improvements you guys just mentioned, because I was running my own instance, which has a lot of faults that are none of your faults, but we also had a lot of instability issues, and a lot of the participants were physically all over the world. We had Japan, India, the States, Europe. So I wonder if some of the stuff you talked about earlier played a part in the instability we had there. So I'm really looking forward to see your improvements on that.
Well, I have two.
Sorry?
I have two questions about.
Sure.
So, first question is, what JVB version are you using for your deployments? And second is, what kind of issues you have been experiencing, so that I can tell if our fixes are going to improve your situation.
I have to look up the JVB version. It's a commit that you guys made in the past few weeks. I'm tapping straight into your GitHub commit. And the issues were random disconnects, or user is having connectivity issues, and people had to refresh to get rid of that. That was the biggest that I saw.
I think since your bridge is relatively recent, it might be affected from the bugs that we have introduced and the regressions. So hopefully, with the latest fixes and towards the end of the week, I would say, because we are still the PRs need to be merged. So towards the end of the week, I think you will have something better to play with.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome.
Also, is there a commit hash hidden somewhere in the application? Can I see live which version I'm currently using?
Damian, I think he has a way to query the Jitsi, the JVB version. Damian, do you?
There is no commit hash, but what you can do is just open the console here and filter with the word version, and you will see Gkofu process the JVB version, and from that version you can go to GitHub and check the tags.
That might be an easy way for me to figure out what is going on in each environment. Okay, thanks. I've got two questions. One is, I already talked to Damien about this. We are trying to roll out the video bridge and also the website component on a lot of different environments. It's going to be part of a suite of software. We would really like to have the desktop sharing extension available, but as Damien told me, the current extension needs to be uploaded for every second level domain on which we want to deploy the video bridge and the web application. Is that by design, or can that be improved upon? Not necessarily by you, or can you simply not have a Chrome extension that will work for more than one domain?
I think that's a restriction posed by Chrome, but I'm not. Boris wants to add something, so
I just thought that Pavel was the one who did the extension. I thought he wanted to say something.
So basically, you can use one extension for more sites, but the problem is that inline installs work only for one domain because you need to configure in the store your website from which you're allowed to install the extension. So I think there was some work that was showing like a link to the store, like instead of installing it from the app. If that would work for you, I mean, showing the link to the Chrome Web Store instead of installing the extension in the app, then it should be possible, but you would have to, every time you add a new website, you have to add it to the extension and publish the extension again in the store. And so it's quite complex.
Yeah, that's exactly the part that I'm trying to avoid. I really would like the administrators to which we distribute our software to not have to build and upload their own extension, which basically does the same thing as all of the other extensions that we upload. If that by design, or if that's a security constraint from Chrome, I understand that there's precious little to do about that.
Yes, that's a limitation which comes from Chrome, so there's not much we can do about this.
Didn't Chrome use sharing functionality that that allows you to not install an extension? I know with Firefox this is possible. It behaves exactly like the get user media call, and you get a pop-up from the browser exactly the same way as you would get from the camera, that allows you to choose a window to share or a tab or whatever. Brian, do you remember? I think you have.
I don't think Chrome has that. It may have been at one point, but I think it's long gone. And if it was there, it would be behind like a command line flag, which is probably
It used to have it, but they removed it from their builds. There was an option that you can say do screen sharing with extension or with WebRTC, and WebRTC think you should enable it in your browser configuration, but they removed that.
Okay, so my connection isn't so stable, but basically your guys telling me it's not possible what I want.
Yeah, I think that's the conclusion.
Yeah,
and it's a Chrome restriction.
Yeah, I know. I'm not blaming you at all. I just wanted to know.
There's some hope that since Firefox has done away with it, that maybe Google is going to come around now that Firefox is kind of paving the way. Maybe in the near future they'll come around to it. But there's been somebody who asked about that on the list, but they haven't responded yet. So I guess we'll have to see.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
The second thing that I wanted to discuss, and it's probably an easy thing for me to fix myself, but I just wanted to check if you saw any problems. The meat that we're using now is anonymous, right? But there is an option where you can tie it into your XMPP server where you will need to provide a username and a password before you can use it. That's how we would like to use it. But if you do, it would be easier if stuff like your display name and your avatar would come straight from your XMPP user account. So I'd like to build that in, unless someone now says either that's a very bad idea or we already did this.
I think the name that you get in the avatar, I think it already comes from the XMPP. It's the display name of the user, of the XMPP participant. Can anybody else from the team? Do you guys remember what's the case? Damian wants to say something.
Yeah, but we set it from the client side and send it in the presence, so it should be retrieved from the client, and the client should retrieve it from the XMPP server and use it.
Then I'm probably not providing the right place where the client is trying to retrieve it from. That sounds like it's almost done. Then the avatar would be the second thing. I'd like to use the avatar that's already been set instead of.
I think those things should be implemented. They're currently not, I think. So I can contact you offline and can discuss it. But it's not changing the avatar and storing the display name. The hooks are already there. It will be an easy one.
That's just what I would like. What I wanted to hear. Unless you said no, don't do that. But it seems like it's feasible.
I don't see a reason not to do that.
Okay, cool. That's it. That's all for me.
Great. Thanks. Okay. Thank you, guys. Karthik wants to say something. It's been.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Karthik. We can hear you.
Yeah. So we now have this basic integration for React Native with callstar.js. It's almost completed. We are able to track some calls yesterday night with the React Native demo app. So now we are figuring out how to make a NPM module. And also at the moment we only support the JWT based authentication. And we are still trying if we can support the app secret based authentication also. And yeah, so it's the integration was made for the demo app, not with the Jitsi. So once we release the thing, you guys have to make an integration with Meet.
Sweet.
Yeah, really, really nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
stats was kind of messed up, so we somehow made it in the order what Chrome sends, and we are able to see everything in the dashboard. Yeah, so most probably sometime in this week or early next week, I'll make a release.
This is great news, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is really great because I think we see every week we see an increase in the calls that are happening over the mobile. So we want this more and more, and it's becoming more and more essential. Thanks very much for the status update, Karthik. Okay, so I think Christo connected at some point. Oh yeah, here he is. Christo, we have already gone through all the team members. Would you like to talk about your work in the past couple of weeks? I'm sure you have things to say.
Oh yeah, not much exactly, but so I was doing this reactifying of the overlays. So we are super close to commit that in master. I'm making like some final changes there about the texts of the overlays and small issues like this. Also, we worked a little bit on the Iframe API. So now we support Jwt Authentication there. Basically, there is a new parameter in the constructor, which is for the Jwt token. What else? We found out that we have some issues with some commands and functionalities in the Iframe API. So basically, like half of the commands are not working if you execute them right away after the iframe is initialized. So so I'm trying to fix that. So maybe we'll have to add some events like stream the local streams are created. Then you'll be able to execute toggle audio and toggle video, because before that you don't have any streams to mute. So that's pretty much all for me.
That's really great. I'm just going to convey the team spirit here. I forgot to mention about Christo's new look. It's the other outstanding fact after Damian's new look. So yeah, and one can only think of the natural progression. So next call, we're going to have some other team member. So yeah, I think that's all from us. And GSOC, yeah, GSOC. I'm not sure what to say about GSOC. Boris, would you like to say a few things?
So not much is happening there with GSOC. You guys are laughing at my hair, aren't you? Let's see if you guess.
You don't know.
Student applications are currently in progress. Let me check how many we have so far. They end next week, next Monday, I think. So until then, we are going to try and give comments to everyone, but we are running a bit behind on this due to lack of time. So if any students are watching, we know you sent emails. We know that you have applications needing comments, and we'll try and take care of that these next couple of days. So that's it. After that, there will be a period where we're going to review the final applications and select projects. That's it.
Okay, I think we covered everything. Is there anyone else that would like to add something? Actually, I don't. Oh, we have maybe Roy. At some point, we had Simon, but I think he dropped. If you guys would like to add something, now is the time to add it. You don't feel obliged to add something, so you don't have to. So going once, going twice, and I don't know if I waited long enough, but I think we are. I think I did now. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us in this call, and see you. Oh, there is a last update. Roy, keep up. Oh, keep up the great work. We will. Thank you, Roy. Thank you. Thanks very much, everybody, and see you next. Hopefully, we're exciting and more fixes to share. Bye bye.
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 All.